right, y'all, we back with another reaction right here on ABP Reactions, man. Rest in peace to little Poppa, man. And somebody had to mess it up and go shoot up the memorial, man. Sad. Let's get into it.
A couple days ago, we spoke on a situation involving a Florida-based rapper who tragically lost his life in Atlanta. Now, early reports suggested that his death was due to a self-inflicted, and at that moment, most people weren't focused on theories or speculation. They were focused on paying their respects, learning about his journey, and honoring the impact he had on people around him. But in the last 24 hours, new details have started to circulate. And to be real, they starting to change the conversation. You see, of course, yesterday we dropped another story and covered another young life lost. A football player, same age, similar circumstances, found inside his garage according to police reports. Two different stories, but both raising heavy questions within the community. Now tonight, what really caught my attention is what happened during a memorial held in honor of the Florida-based rapper. Now reports say 4 people were shot during his memorial gathering this Sunday, and that alone has sparked even more concern, more theories, and more questions about what really led up to his death. Not to mention, confirmed reports on how he truly lost his life has surfaced, according to the local police department. And that information mixed with disinformation, which we'll later discuss in chronological order. Let's just say, fam, you might have the same theories at the conclusion. So tonight, we're not here to push narratives.
Conspiracy theories, man. I see the road that this is going, and I know that the internet is finna make this he didn't kill himself thing. Somebody killed him and made it look like he killed himself. It's finna become that. I see the road that this is taking. And that's what I'm saying. When you put out too many stories too fast and you don't get it from like a credible source, it creates this whole multi-narrative, you know what I mean, situation for his death. A lot of people was just running with the headlines. Oh, he overdosed on pills. Oh, he shot himself. Oh, he got in a car accident and then shot himself. Oh, his manager was there. Oh, this happened. Oh, he got beef. He put a hit on Julio Fulio, so this is revenge. Oh, this is that. Like, you saw all these headlines in like 72 hours. Like, damn, which one is it?
We're here to walk through the timeline, the information released over the weekend, and what's been confirmed about the memorial shooting, not to mention where the victim stands today. But before we go over this one, I want you guys to remember, I don't give you no angle, I just give you the story. So with that being said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We'll jump right to it. And fam, if you didn't see the first video we did on this death, I advise you guys to check it out. The link is in the bio. And a couple things we didn't point out before we get to the story that people noticed was Lil Poppa was, of course, the baby father of Rick Ross' daughter, and that the reason he allegedly had a fat face was because he had SCD, which is sickle cell disease.
Oh, see, I didn't know those two things. I didn't know that Rick Ross. I didn't know that. So he's Rick Ross' daughter's baby father, and he got sickle cell. Damn. Okay.
Which is a genetic disorder that affects hemoglobin, the molecule in red blood cells responsible for carrying oxygen. And people also mention how his name was brought up on allegedly paying for the hit when it come to Julio Fulio, a Jacksonville rapper who we once covered, who unfortunately lost his life on his birthday celebrating. But Julio Fulio was also a rapper who clowned Lil Poppa for allegedly beating him in the mall, which we covered in the first video. And the reason for that is because new court details presented by prosecutors in the murder case revealed that fellow Jacksonville rapper J. Breezy, well known affiliate to Lil Poppa, allegedly sent a cash out payment to one of the suspected killers in the Julio Fulio case before the hit.
But discuss J. Expect some of the testimony to be these messages with this individual. Also discuss J. Ja'Cory Rivers is the true name of Mr. J. And he is associated in this case in that he funded or sent the money for the Airbnb to the defendant's boyfriend, Mr. Chance, in advance of his using his Airbnb or his Cash App account to book the room with Mr. Murphy. So that's why we are seeking to admit these, number one, for the defendant's knowledge of, again, this ongoing issue.
At this point, that's pure speculation.
Yeah. That was probably like a gambling debt. You know what I'm saying? They're going to have cash on. They shot some dice. He shot him the goddamn cash out. Stop the hating, man. Don't put that on my boy J-Dot, man. Not guilty. Don't put them accusations on him. You can't send your homie money after y'all gamble. Goddamn, relax. Chill.
It had been karma or something he was dealing with mentally. We don't know. But like in the interview he did just 8 months ago on the Mr. J Hill network, Lil Poppa was just a young man trying to leave the streets behind him and focus on his craft, which was music.
They always try to have a parallel with the streets and the rap, and it's like I'm trying to get away from that.
Yeah, I mean, it's really up to you. You feel me? Like, it starts with you. If you want to change, you have to want to change. You feel me? You have to say, I'm done with the streets. You know what I'm saying? And once you do that and actually apply yourself, you feel me, separate yourself from certain things and move like you really want to be done with the streets and take that other foot out of it, you can master it. Not care what other people think. Oh, he left the hood. He don't care about it. You feel me? You mastered it.
That's what it is, bro. I ain't gonna lie. That's how I know you smart, because like the fact that you can even acknowledge, like, take that other foot out of it. A lot of niggas, they still got one foot in, one foot out, and they try to act like oblivious. Like, nah, you
feel me?
You know what's going on.
You're gonna always be involved with the streets.
Hey, okay, I'm out the loop. I'm seeing the Bel Air bottles. Now that I know the connection is his child's granddad is Rick Ross. Has him and Rick Ross ever worked together on music? I gotta look that up now. Now that I know that. So he's okay. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? If you don't take that other foot out, like, and you can't be mad at the consequences.
But at this point, 3 days since Lil Poppa had lost his life, his fans and people close to him are wondering who is Lil Poppa's manager and why he's the focus amid the bubbling rapper's sudden death at just 25. And that's because before Lil Poppa lost his life, he allegedly got into an accident in which he called his manager, who instructed him what to do, allegedly, before the self-inflicted. Now, before we really get into those details,
here go another narrative. The manager. He pulled up. One story was he was over the phone talking to his manager. The other story was he pulled up to him in the parking lot at the hotel. So all these narratives going around on the internet, this shit is getting out of hand, but let's keep watching.
Slow down for a second. Lil Poppa, like most artists, had a manager. And Lil Poppa was managed allegedly by CMG overall. But his manager appears to be Lil Jabari Daddy, whose Instagram bio indicates that he's Lil Poppa's manager. However, Lil Jabari Daddy is with Shortstop ENT. His individual Instagram handle is keep_on_pushing. Although there is not enough information about it, he appears to be Islam. And this was a rare interview he gave on himself.
To people and
yeah, it's a big world, but it's a small world. You know what I'm saying? We bump into people all the time. Even like, you know, people see Poopy and they don't even know, you know, he's half Cape Verdean, he's half Puerto Rican and half Cape Verdean.
A lot of people that know that, so he is, right? So,
yeah,
so you're saying officially?
His mom's Andrew.
Some people like he's not, so you're saying for the record.
Yeah.
Okay.
So to me, like, somebody just asked me now, they're like, what are you, Dominican? You know what I'm saying? Like,
you look Dominican, I know you get that a lot, Dominican.
Sometimes, you know, but I was born in Cape Verde. I always read Cape Verde.
There you go. Tell them where you from, man. What part of Cape Verde you from?
Fogo Islands, man. I went to go visit Fogo a few years back, and I slept on the same mattress I was born on. So.
Nah, for real? It's still out there?
In my grandmother's living room, man. It's like 2 beds there, and then it became a bunch of us. I had to sleep on one. It was like, sleep on that one. You was born on that one.
Wow.
You know what I mean? It was crazy.
How was the experience out there in Cape Verde?
What the picture are you trying to paint here, man, on the manager? What picture are they trying to paint here? Are y'all trying to show us, like, are you trying to put the death on him? Like, what is this about? This is what I don't like, man. Like, don't do that. Because you're going to have everybody looking at him crazy. If this ain't the narrative and y'all just making one on the internet, that's fucked up, man. Let him mourn in peace. He just lost his boy. If that is the case, if he ain't got nothing to do with this shit and y'all just making up some fake narratives for the internet, let them mourn in peace. You don't want to have to hear that with a funeral coming up where y'all putting a speculation in this dude who lost his life's family's mind that I had something to do with his death. Like, damn, that's fucked up. Like, nigga, now if I did, that ain't fucked up, but if I didn't, like, golly, man, I can't even go to the funeral and be comfortable because everybody gonna be looking at me like I had something to do with it.
Honestly, I feel like my mindset completely changed because I went to Cape Verde 3 weeks after I had my daughter. So that and going to Cape Verde and seeing like how I'm not taking advantage of a lot of opportunities I have out here.
Exactly.
It kind of like, it was just like a hamster just like running, you know what I'm saying, on the track, like just something inside just was like this, and I just started thinking about a bunch of ideas, and I came home and I tried all of them. I mean, to this day, I still wear many hats, like, you know, I get into
what is some of the stuff you do?
cars, You know, I got my real estate stores, the managing the music business, you know, building homes, selling cars, you know, everything. I just try to promote, you know, everything positive. I stay clean. I don't drink coffee. I don't do no drugs.
Yeah, you don't smoke, you don't.
Yeah, because one thing I want to teach everybody, I always hire young kids. Like I work with this community program that the city has, where like the mayor has funding and they give kids jobs. They pay these kids to come work at my store, and I teach them like you can have, you know, everything such as.
All right. I mean, you starting to give scammer vibes. I don't know if anybody else picking up on that. All right, hold on, slow down now. When you start saying you do too much, and now you start talking about city funding and paying you for kids coming, it may come off as a scammer, my guy. You might want to slow down.
Such has just concentrating on yourself, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, a lot of people, I feel like it's not that they choose to be a drug dealer, but they want to emulate that because they want what they see what a drug dealer has. But you know what I mean? You can do what you was meant to do, and you can have that. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. I don't think a lot of people choose.
Now, I wanted to give you a glimpse on him and his character, at least what's being presented to the public, and you could take that for how you want, with a grain of salt, as my grandmother will always say. Because this theory's been floating around on the details we're about to elaborate on, and why was Lord Poppa giving him that last call. And that's because Hateville Police Chief Bruce Haley shared more details about the final moments of Lord Poppa's
Look at that haircut, bro. Look at that haircut. What the fuck?
life. According to him, the rapper was involved in a single car accident on Interstate 85 shortly before his death. The crash itself was not fatal, and his vehicle was drivable. In fact, after the incident, he reportedly called his manager to ask what he should do next. They arranged to meet at a nearby parking lot. And of course, shortly after, TMZ had reported that the Fulton County Medical Examiner Office had confirmed that Lord Poppa died from a self-wound to the head.
What? See what I'm saying? That story doesn't make sense. Why do I gotta call you in regards to what I should do in a car accident? Why do I gotta call you? For what? Am I that out the loop where I don't know what to do? My whole life depends on this manager. See, we need to know more of the details of their management relationship. Like, how dependable was he on him for his career, to the point where even if I get in an accident, I don't know what to do as a man. I got to call another grown man. Hey, what do I do? Oh, okay, I'm going to tell you. Let me pull up and help you. Let me walk you through the steps on what to do. I'm going to come meet you where you at. And the next thing you know, you're dead. It kind of sounds crazy.
While he was talking to his manager. Subsequently, the officials ruled out his death as thus marking an end to all the widespread speculation to sickle cell, or if there was foul play to get rid of. Now I must say, even though unfortunately he lost his life like that, we gotta remember, once a body drop, there's always beef. No matter how much you try to steer away from the streets. And in this case, Lord Poppa was technically in a full-blown war, even in 2026. In a track he released just 4 months ago, titled, ironically, No More September, with a little more than 700,000 views and counting. At the time of me doing this video, Lord Poppa talked about picking up the cup again. But not only that, experiencing a lot of death because of this war.
Smile, that pressure made down. I'm someone they can't find. Back on the drain.
But he also mentioned in this song, going through it, needing drugs to cope and go to sleep. Not to mention why he hates September, having some of his friends being gunned down in this war in the month of September. And one of those guys mentioned in this song was Leak, a man gunned down September 2nd, 2020. But Leak was feared and respected. Before the second incident, he got shot 11 times, trying to rob a plug. Got out the hospital and allegedly caused hell on the 6th block. Shot female fingers off. Shot at people mamas. And the guy he was allegedly with, identified as John John, when he first got shot 11 times, had ended up dying, which made Leak turn into a demon. But they finally caught up with him at a stoplight while in a vehicle, broad daylight.
For days, but personally, to help me go to sleep. September 3rd, it made 4 years, I lost my nigga Lee.
News alert from the Arlington area. 2 lanes of Beach Boulevard remain blocked at St. John's Bluff. There's been a double shooting and 2 crime scenes. Police found one of the people who was shot near that intersection.
This investigation spans several miles. In fact, it started when officers at a substation in Regency heard gunshots and then found a person shot right outside, basically, that substation at Atlantic Boulevard near Monument Road. Those lanes reopened less than an hour ago. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for choosing us. JSO has been working this case for nearly 6 hours now.
News 4 Jax reporter Brittany Muller joins us from the beach in St. John's Bluff location. Brittany, what's the latest on the investigation?
Bruce, Jen, police say after they found a man who had been shot in a car on Atlantic and Monument Road, they then followed a speeding car to this location here on Beach to find another person who had been shot. Take a look. A tow truck just arrived to remove that vehicle involved. Traffic is moving slowly in this area. Only one westbound lane is open on Beach Boulevard and Cortez Road because of the police activity. Within the hour, a tow truck removed the car on Atlantic Boulevard near Monument Road that police say was obviously targeted. It's riddled with bullets.
Oh,
We counted 5 bullet holes in both sides of the vehicle. Police say JSO officers were preparing for a shift change at a substation.
They told that motherfucker, oh, God damn, these young niggas don't be playing, bro. Broad daylight. Broad daylight, middle of an intersection, busy intersection, light your shit up, switch cheese your shit. They don't give a fuck. And they be in their personal cars, using their personal guns. They be doing everything. They don't give a fuck. They don't think this shit through at all.
Nearby at the Regency Mall when they heard the shots ring out. Officers say they found the driver with gunshot wounds in life-threatening condition. JSO says this person has been taken to the hospital and is not expected to survive. At the same time, officers saw another car speeding away. Police stopped the car on Beach Boulevard and found a second person who had been shot. That person was taken to the hospital and is expected to be okay. Police say the 4 other people inside the car are now in custody and investigators are questioning them. Police believe there could be a third person shot because of the evidence they found inside the car on Atlantic. All lanes on Atlantic Boulevard have reopened at this time. Again, you can see here on Beach Boulevard near Cortez Road, only one westbound lane is open this morning. Traffic is moving slowly. We'll keep you updated on the latest developments.
Another person mentioned in Lil Poppa's song was Desi. He was considered an OG to Lil Poppa, as you can see in the picture. Of course, they both rap 1200, but back then, the older generation in 1200 was identified as Cut Circle. They had real beef with Head First. Head First talked about killing Desi in a song released back in 2014 with the killer allegedly in a music video. He was gunned down the day after Desi.
Golly, Jesus Christ. Everybody's dying, man. God damn. Well, what does this tell you guys? Like, nigga, I'm going to go make this diss record, dissing the ops. Next day, I'm going to die. Next day, the homie going to die. They going to catch me at the stoplight, kill the other homie. We going to go back, kill their homie. Like, who's winning in this situation? None of y'all. None of y'all are winning, man. I mean, again, man, it's one of those things when you young and in it, you're not going to look at from that standpoint. When you get older, you're going to realize this shit. So, you know, we could tell them, we could say this shit to them, they're not going to register, y'all. You know what I mean? A lot of these young niggas not going to register. If you try and tell them, hey, look, there's no winning in this situation. You guys are in a lose-lose situation. Y'all just killing each other. It's going to be fatalities and deaths on both sides. It's never going to end until you're in the graveyard right next to them. And they'd be like, so what? Swear to God. But sad situation, man. That doesn't mean don't try, though. At least try to talk to you if I don't do crime.
Was identified as Lympha. This him in the music video with his alleged crew Head First.
24, there's a dollar year before. The reason why I don't like this time money here no more.
So as you can see, listen, sometimes you cannot be in the streets, but being affiliated is just as damaging. And not only that, 1200 clearly had tension with more than just 6 Block or 6 Ave, whatever you want to call it. So until it's in black and white, we can't pinpoint exactly who. But it would explain how in another state from where the incident took place, a memorial would get shot up. February 18, 2026, when Lil Poppa lost his life, 1200 did a memorial. On Saturday, February 21st, 2026, on Jacksonville's east side, a party after midnight had ended Sunday morning with 4 people being shot. It was a barrage of bullets. Police say 12 to 15 shots rang off. The 4 victims were 2 women, ages 34 and 39, as well.
Oh my God, they shot women. I thought it was gonna be 4 men, bro. I mean, not that anybody should be getting shot, but damn, man, y'all said 4 people. Why the fuck? How y'all shoot all these women and not know? Y'all niggas don't never get their man, bro. They don't never get their man, bro. They always shoot everybody else, kids, mamas, uncles, aunties, and they don't never get their man.
2 men, 37 and 43. The 34-year-old woman was found on the scene and taken to a nearby hospital. The 3 other victims took themselves to a hospital. By daylight Sunday morning, there were Don Julio liquor bottles and trash scattered at the intersection of A. Philip Randolph Boulevard and Jesse Street, where the party occurred. People in the community said it was full of Lil Poppa. One person, quote, "I remember him as a little kid singing and rapping inside the church. I enjoyed him. I hate that he's gone." The church was a nearby church called First Baptist Church of Oakland, telling the local news, "This isn't normal for, quote, out east." Now, we do want to send love and prayers to the victims who was shot in this gathering. It's unfortunate. Whatever going on in Jacksonville is going on in like many cities and many states. It's beef that's been going on for generations. This and the dead affiliation is nowadays just as bad as pulling the trigger. We all know, once a body drop, there's no returning. And it's unfortunate because, yeah, Lil Poppa, he lost his life due to something he did, allegedly. And now you got enemies who taking that moment to cause more havoc on the ones who's gathering to show him love and support and cherish his memories. But that's the beef. So even though Lil Poppa music wasn't like Julio Fulio's or Young and Ace or Queso's or none of them when it came to dissing, there was subs in his music. And when you in it, you win it once a body drop. But that was the latest, fam, on a Florida rapper who was gunned down 5 hours away from his hometown.
Damn, man. All right. This still leaves me with a question mark. He didn't really go into the details of the murder scene and what, you know what I mean? Like, he didn't go into the details to give us closure on that. He just showed us the manager. That basically created a narrative, but it left a question mark. So my thing is, like, why throw that out there? Is that like one of the narratives they're saying the manager killed him? Or, you know, like, what the fuck? God damn, man. Shit. Let's figure that out. It's a sad situation, man. Losing a friend, losing somebody like from a self-inflicted wound, taking their own life. You know what I mean? It raises so many question marks because unless that person is telling you out loud or they're vocal about what they're going through, it leaves you like you don't get closure from it because you don't know. You don't know what they was going through. You don't know why he really killed himself or did he really kill himself or what made him do this. And you can only speculate from what you do know, pains he was going through in life. So health issues. Maybe it had nothing to do with his health issue at all. Well, you're going to automatically assume it's his health issue because he was going through health. And, you know, he had this beef. So maybe it had something to do with the beef. The police was coming for him. Maybe it was like, it leaves you with this just multiple question marks. It creates all these narratives of why he did it, who could have stopped him. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's never a good thing, man. It's never a good thing. So, you know, my thing is if you can confide in someone, if you're going through some dark times and you can confide in someone and there's someone that you, sometimes it don't even gotta be somebody you know, man. Sometimes you can find peace talking to a stranger sometimes, man. As crazy as it sounds. You know what I mean? You can find peace just it's the fact that you're getting it out your system sometimes. You know what I mean? That could give you like, relief. You know, so if you're going through some dark times, man, please try your best not to hold it in. Try to let somebody know. Try to get some guidance, some closure on how you can, you know, get that out your system, man, and move forward because, you know, better days ahead, man. Always better days ahead, man. We all go through ups and downs. We all go through dark times. We human, man. That's part of life. Life is a motherfucker, man. But guess what, man? You want to make it. You want to make it to see another day, man. You want to make it to see another day. You know what I'm saying? But let me know what y'all think about this situation, man. Do y'all think the manager has something to do with this? Do y'all think it had anything to do with the Julio Fulio thing? Do y'all think it had anything to do with his health? And if you're from out there in Atlanta and you know what's going on, let us know in the comments section, man. I'm going to give y'all 2 seconds to smash the like. And as always, get ready for the next reaction.